Man who survived 76 days at sea reveals the one thing that kept him alive. Sailing is a wonderful adventure that a lot of people spend years of their lives doing because it's their passion. Their relation with the oceans and seas is unbelievable. These are the people who love exploring and adventuring. Sure, life on the open sea all alone might sound peaceful and serene, but it's not something anyone should try without considering the issues that could arise. Should anything happen to you, your chances of survival are slim. But Stephen Callahan didn't really care about all the risks that he would face alone in the large isolated sea. That's why he survived after struggling 79 days while sailing alone. In 1981, following a divorce from his wife, Stephen Callahan had an ambitious idea: to sail around the world in his 21-foot boat, the Napoleon Solo. Fitting, given the name of his vessel, he decided to undertake this journey all alone. So his adventure started from Newport, Rhode Island, to Bermuda. From there, he journeyed to England. Then, finally, he made his way to the Caribbean island of Antigua, where he joined a group of sailors in a single-handed, sailing with only one crew member race. But unfortunately, a stretch of bad weather caused serious damage to the Napoleon Solo and forced Stephen to drop out of the race. Fortunately, though, he was able to repair the boat and continued on his journey shortly thereafter. He went on through Spain and Portugal and came out near Madeira and the Canary Islands. Weather is the hardest factors in sailing. That bad things started on January 29, 1982. Just a week later, when Stephen left the last place he passed by, he lost his beloved Napoleon Solo miserably because it crashed into an unknown object. It could be a rock or a whale maybe. He was obliged to let his Napoleon Solo there because there's still no way to fix it, and took off in a lifeboat. The accident happened in the middle of the sea away from any source of help. He didn't have any way of survival. No food, no clothes, nothing. With few resources at his disposal, he quickly developed a means to procure food. He mostly fished and ate triggerfish, but he occasionally hunted for birds as well. Still, he had no way to cook the food and was forced to eat everything raw. Luckily, he grabbed a pair of solar stills, which allowed him to distill drinking water before he abandoned the Napoleon Solo. 2 weeks passed and Stephen was still stuck until he saw a big ship. He tried his best to make them notice him, but he couldn't, and that was when he really lost hope and he couldn't resist anymore, not just physically, but also because his small lifeboat started to get ruined. For the next 10 days, Stephen struggled to keep the boat afloat while simultaneously attempting to repair it. By the time he had been lost at sea for a whopping 74 days, his chances of survival looked more and more bleak. Hopefully, and after these couple of months, Stephen was lucky enough to survive. He could have seen what he believed to be lights on the island of Glenat. A group of fishermen saw his small raft and they successfully rescued him and brought him to the island just off the southeastern coast of Guadalupe. Somehow, despite all of the odds, Stephen had survived. Later, he went on to write a best-selling book and to speak all around the world about his experience and struggle to survive at sea. It's wonderful how a hard sailing adventure could make Stephen more thoughtful. Not only Stephen, but generally, when we really experience something, we obtain more information about a lot of things.